xây tương thân tình trong đạo Phật, tùy khác màu nhưng một tôn sư. Hôm nay đây cùng nhau họp mặt, quyết noi theo đường Phật giáo Hoàng Dương.
Dạ, Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Con Đại Đức Ấn Minh xin cung kính chào chư tôn đức giáo phẩm, Đại Đức Tăng Ni và quý Phật tử. Hôm nay con có duyên sự rất là lớn để trở lại làm show Sống Đời Sống Phật. Và hôm nay có sư chú Ấn Tri, chú là sư đệ của con, và hôm nay sẽ làm cái chương trình bằng tiếng Anh. Welcome everybody. Well, first of all, it's good to be back. It's been quite a while since we've been gone. But I have with me my younger Dharma brother, Ung Ji, and we're going to just gonna have a fun show discussing Buddhism. I feel like when we have two people engaging in conversation, we can learn a lot more from the conversation than it is just one person talking or having a translator. The main purpose of this show is just to have strictly in English for all the younger audience to learn more about Buddhism. And the best way to start is always the fundamentals. And so, Anjay, you wanna start with the first question?
Oh, sure. My first question is for you, Tai. In your own words, what is Buddhism?
Yeah, that's a good question. Buddhism is a philosophy. It's a way of life. It's a way of how we go about things. In the world, there's all these different laws. There's the laws of cause and effect. There's the laws of impermanence, the laws of causing conditions, the laws of no self. Those are the fundamental laws that the Buddha talked about. And within these laws, Buddhism helps you learn how to live in accordance with these laws. It helps you learn how to live with these laws. And the Buddha said that if we were to apply ourselves with these laws, work with these laws and not against it, then we will reap the benefits from our own actions. For example, like the laws of cause and effect. For every action that you do or every action that you have, there's always a specific reaction towards that action. And so if you were to do good, then you will receive good. If you will do bad, you will receive bad. For example, if I were to have a pot of soil, right, and I were to plant inside this pot of soil a lemon seed, then what would come out of it?
A lemon tree.
A lemon tree. If I were to plant an orange seed, then what would come out of it?
An orange tree.
Is it possible for me to have, if I were to plant a lemon seed and an orange tree were to come out?
That would be impossible.
It would be impossible, right? So the laws of cause and effect basically said that you reap what you sow, right? And so if I were to spend my life doing bad things, harming other people, using my words to criticize other people, using my words to increase hate in the world, then by laws of cause and effect, how would I be treated?
If you were to become a good person or
a bad person, if I were to spread hate.
a bad person. If you were to spread hate, I don't think it would take a genius to know that you would be surrounded by enemies or you would live in fear because you're a hateful person. So as I learned from what you just said, if you sow those kind of seeds, then you will actually have that kind of world around you.
Yes. And so Buddhism is basically a philosophy that teaches you how to live in accordance with these natural laws. For example, one of the natural laws that we know through science is the law of gravitation, right? And the laws of gravitation basically said that any small object is attracted to a larger object. And the object that we're on right now is Earth. And whatever object that we drop, for example, if I drop this pen, it will fall down. Why? Because the gravitation would pull it down. But if I were to say, I don't believe in gravity,
right?
Does a law of gravity exist? Even if I don't believe it?
Of course, it would always exist, no matter if you believe in it or not.
Yes. So basically, whether I believe in it or not, the laws of gravitation exist. So even if I were to say, I don't believe in the laws of gravity, and I go up to the top of this building and I jump off, I'm going to fall. And if I fall, I'm going to hurt myself. I might injure myself very, very badly, or I might even die, right? So whether you believe the laws of cause and effect exist or not, it doesn't matter, because it's one of the natural laws. And so Buddhism, when Buddha taught the Dharma, it helps us understand how to live in accordance with these laws. And if we were to condense Buddhism into 3 simple sentences, if all the Buddhas in the world were to congregate in this room, they would agree that to practice Buddhism is to avoid all evils, to do good, and to purify the mind. If you were to do those 3 things, that is living in accordance to the laws of cause and effect, all the laws that the Buddha taught, but most importantly, we're living in line with the Dharma, that by using the laws of cause and effect and all the other laws that we've learned, it will benefit us instead of, harming us.
I see. So the Buddha really wants us to be a good person and to avoid evil. And of course, he has the method of purifying our mind. But let me kind of take a step back and ask you a question of what made the Buddha become a Buddha, and what made him have a reason to find these kind of natural laws that you talk about?
Well, the Buddha was born into this world over 2,600 years ago, in the city of Kapilavastu over in India, and growing up, he's always been surrounded by, beautiful people. He's always been surrounded by the best of things, because he was born as a prince. And being a prince, he had everything that he wanted. Whatever he wants to learn, he can learn. He was born in a Saka clan, so they were born to fight. They were born to learn how to conquer. And so, but when he was born as a little child, the sage Asita basically said to the king that your son, when he grows up, he can either be a monarch, or kings of all kings, a universal monarch, basically ruler of all the lands on earth, or he can become a Buddha. And the Buddha is basically an enlightened being, someone that escaped from suffering. And so when the father heard this, the king heard this, he wanted his son to be a universal monarch. And because he wanted his son to become a universal monarch, the king made sure that he lived a life of luxury, had all the best food, have all the best women, have all the best toys, whatever he wanted. But over time, even though he lived in that palace, 4 different palaces, he felt like it was imprisoned. And so he wanted to leave the palace. He wanted to see what's outside the kingdom. And that's when he saw 4 different signs. The first sign was an old man. The second sign was a sick man. A third sign was a dead man, or a funeral. And the last sign was a sage, or a monk, or a sage of a Brahmic religion, who was wearing all yellow. He was very serene. He was very peaceful. But when he saw that image, the Prince Siddhartha, Siddhartha Gautama, he said that I want to renounce this world and follow that path. And so when he renounced this world and he followed that path, he went through 6 years of hardship, learning from different masters, how to find the truth about life, how to find the truth about suffering. And even though he started after 6 years of hardship, he didn't find the answers. Only when he decided to take the middle path. Right? Not having too much difficulty, but not have too much luxury. The middle path. Like a guitar. I cannot play the guitar if the string is too loose, but at the same time, I cannot play the guitar if the string is too strung out.
That makes sense.
So it has to be the perfect balance. So when he meditated under the Bodhi tree for 49 days, he reached enlightenment. But the thing about the enlightenment part is that I believe that we don't have much time right now because of the commercial breaks. But after the commercial breaks, we will move forward on how to, I want to explain what the Buddha did to understand the Dharma within his own body, within his own mind, so that he can share with us the Dharma that he's learned.
I see.
And so we'll return after this commercial break. Thank you very much.
Xây tương thân tình trong đạo Phật tùy khác màu